That being said, today we wish to highlight our deep gratitude for those who have contributed in a way that is both material and outstanding by acknowledging them in a material and outstanding manner. So our legacy mosaic, which, as you note, is portable. So that's critical. Without the generosity of the names here represent, it is likely that we would not be here today. Now, I would not say that we are indebted to the people whose names appear here, for that was not the aim of their generosity. Generosity is a more spiritual affair, springing from love and expansiveness, and if there is a transaction, it occurs in the act of giving itself, rather than an exchange of services. So we're not indebted by kindness, but we are most thoroughly gifted and most thoroughly grateful. We've been here for 25 years, 700 and some people. Everybody bringing their gifts here to share, to be expanded. It is in great part due to these gifts that we operate in a building and on land that is debt-free, and we stand on the precipice of capitalizing on the opportunities for which they have prepared us by finding a highly visible, beautiful, flexible, and functional home in which our vision, mission, and covenant can expand the vista of Unitarian Universalism in Tucson, in Arizona, and in the southwest of our nation. We are poised for amazing things. And we are, because amazing things are what we are. Amazing things currently and have been going on for years and years and years, and this mosaic testifies to that. So here's the trick of it. It's not only a reminder. It's not only an inspiration, not only an honor. This mosaic is an invitation. It is a doorway into gratitude. And through that door, through a gratitude well and truly felt, a way of life is available. So I look at this as a mandala. Really, do you know what a mandala is? Comes out of the Buddhist and Tibetan traditions. It's an image that one meditates upon for insight. Similarly, reflecting on this piece of art artfully will shift your perspective and prepare you to experience and interact with the world in a powerful new way. And this is true whether you know the people listed here or not. Through gratitude is grace revealed and expanded, fears disempowered, and happiness more present. Through this door is wisdom and love, interconnection, and deep dignity. I recommend it. All this is true because gratitude has many qualities that factor into it, and I have thought of some. It is not likely an exhaustive list. You may think of others, and I would love to hear them. And the question that I asked myself that I'd ask you to do, that I ask you to ask yourself is, what does gratitude entail? What must one have for gratitude to be embodied? So what is gratitude? And so here's my list. Gratitude is self-awareness. So these are almost gifts that gratitude brings us. Gratitude brings us the gift of self-awareness, the sense of context, of boundaries, of connections, and the outline and ramifications of ourself and others. Gratitude gives us self-awareness. Therefore, it reveals our interconnectivity and telegraphs along the lines of interconnectivity. Gratitude is humility. Seems to go without saying, but it recognizes limits. It recognizes relationship, and it understands our contingency. It is powerful when we habitualize it, which is not easy. And that's the other thing. Gratitude is not always easy. Self-awareness and humility are not always easy. Humility can overshoot or underbid, and then you are measly and disempowered or just faking it. It takes practice. Instantaneous gratitude is all chemical and impulse, and that's very easy. But sustained gratitude, gratitude as a way of life, takes some intention to induce and some practice to cultivate. And so gratitude is resiliency. Because it is hard, if you practice it, you are resilient. Gratitude is resiliency. Not only is it work all on its own, but it could come under assault in the grind of every day. Sometimes we may have to practice gratitude in spite of or in the midst of extremely difficult circumstances. But another way to think about resiliency is to think of it as strength. Practicing gratitude is like a spiritual workout. It makes us strong, soul strong, character strong. Because gratitude takes worth, and because it results in this growth, gratitude is always worth it. It's always worth it. I'll close with a poem. It's a poem that I wrote, and it appears on the legacy tree, or the gratitude tree. We never quite figured out a name for it, so. Now, so I, in a slightly other life, am what I'm calling a contextual poet. I'm a poet, an in-house poet for an art and architecture firm, and occasionally they throw me some work to do where I get to write words that correspond with the environment and the piece that they work in. So this is contextual poetry, right? And I love this because it's a massive ego boost. What I write for them is written in steel and will be there forever. Take that, editor. But there's a deeper reason. I mean, it does feel good. It is very gratifying. But there's a reason why that is so. There's a reason why that is so gratifying, right? The fact that it will be there forever. The fact that my work will leave a mark, and I'm not saying this now. I'm making a transition. I'm not saying this to bolster myself. I'm saying that this is exactly what we do together all the time. That this place lasts. That this tradition is hundreds of years old and will project, thanks to us, if we do this right, hundreds of years into the future. That it is important work, that it resounds throughout time. That in some ways, though it is not written in steel, we are all contextual poets here. And I would edit only very little. You do just a comma here or there. I think this group does a very fine job. The poem is this. This breath, this one, and this one, breathed before by other lungs and leaves and leavings, while my body is borne up by sediments of centuries and meaning, by legacies of flood-carved canyons and the green there given to an otherwise barren land. In their air, on their ground, in the shade of their water, that power to shape shared from the heart of the earth, I breathe now and build and grow my own for you. And know again and again, it takes life to make life. So I hope that speaks to the legacy that has been created for us, the legacy in which we walk, and the legacy that we create together.